Today we're going to talk about the 2010 Jazzy Select Elite. It's a different model than the Jazzy Select. About midway through the year in 2010, they came out with a couple of variations. They're new models for the Jazzy series from ProTech Mobility. Today I've got a Jazzy Select and a Jazzy Select Elite side by side. I thought I'd show you some of the differences so that whenever you make your decision on your chair, you'll know what to get. The chair over here on this side is a blue Jazzy Select, and this is the new Jazzy Select Elite. And as you can see, there's several design variances that they tried to go with on the Elite. It's a much sleeker, sportier design. It looks really attractive. It's got kind of a sport feel to it. But actually, whenever they redesigned the Jazzy Select Elite, they made quite a few significant changes to the chair compared to the Jazzy Select. So let's take a look at some of the differences. The first difference that I always look at, because I do a lot of seating and positioning and I sell a lot of power chairs, is the seat design. On the Elite model, they went with more of a squared back and a squared seat. They also put a little bit more cushion and padding into the seat. This was something that I think they probably got from dealer and consumer feedback. You can see on the 2010 Jazzy Select model, it has a little bit more of a contoured seat, but yet there's not quite as much padding in the seat. So if you have a lot of low back pain, if you have reclining needs, semi-recline needs, the Jazzy Select Elite may be the option you want to go with. But yet there's quite a few other differences in the two. Another difference is for the Jazzy Select Elite compared to the Select, this is a static foot position, meaning there's no adjustment that can be made on the height of it. A lot of times when you're doing seating and positioning, you want to try to get your leg level with the ground. So with the Jazzy Select, you can see right here, your technician, when they deliver the chair, can make adjustments to make sure you get the correct seating position and angle. This goes up and down, and you can't do that with the Jazzy Select Elite. Another difference is, starting in the front of the chair, they changed the casters. The Elite model has static casters on the front that don't move. They don't have a shock absorber or anything, and they also reduce the size of the caster. On the Jazzy Select, it has a much larger caster on the front, and it has a little bit more give for more of a stabilization in case you're going really fast. Not that you should, but if you had enough speed going, maybe you're going down an incline and all of a sudden you stopped, this has a little bit more give to it to keep you in the seated position. Another significant difference is the wheel size. If you'll look at the Jazzy Select Elite, this is a much smaller wheel than the Jazzy Select. It's about 1.5 inches smaller in diameter. Now that's going to give you even more of a sporty feel, but if traction is really something that you're concerned with, the Jazzy Select is going to give you more traction. Another significant change that ProTech Mobility has been doing over the course of the last several years, they've been moving the mid-wheel. This is a slight mid-wheel on the Jazzy Select. They've been moving the position of the mid-wheel more towards the front. So really what you have with the Jazzy Select Elite is more of a four-wheel design. Even though they have two casters on the front, this generation and this model of the Jazzy Select Elite has really gone to more of a four-wheel type of design. Another difference with the Jazzy Select Elite versus the Jazzy Select, in my opinion, really The Select is a much better made product, although it has disadvantages compared to the Elite. One thing you'll notice is they really tried to trim down on the amount of metal that they put onto the Elite. You can see the difference right here. There's less metal than there is here, even where they did the welding here to hold in your joystick attachment. They've significantly reduced it, even in the arms. Now that doesn't necessarily mean that these are going to fall apart immediately, but over the long term this could be a significant change in the durability of the chair. Another thing I wanted to point out for you, if you're looking for, if you have a tight space, if you're living in maybe a small area and space is really a premium for you, the Jazzy Select Elite is actually smaller than the Jazzy Select. I've got them lined up side by side with each other, and the Elite is actually about a ½ inch to an inch shorter with the foot plate out than the Jazzy Select. Also, it's about a ½ inch more narrow than the Jazzy Select. So if you've only got a ½ inch to an inch of room maybe to go into your bathroom, some people have trouble if they have an older style house, they've got a smaller door in the bathroom, we might want to consider the Jazzy Select Elite for the maneuverability of the chair. Those are just some of the differences and some of the advantages and disadvantages I found with the Jazzy Select Elite 2010 model compared to the Jazzy Select 2010 model from Pride Mobility. For more Pride Mobility products, visit their website, pridemobility.com. You can also find a dealer in your zip code. You'll go to Dealer Locator, put in your zip code, it'll tell you who is a dealer for Jazzy in your market. This is Rodney McCarthy, ATP with ProTech Medical. Thanks for watching.